It's happened, guys. Take a look at this. A federal court quietly ruled that the government can force any medical intervention on you with no evidence or judicial review. Almost no one noticed. The Ninth Circuit said as long as officials say public health, courts shouldn't question them. But we just fought back. We just petitioned the Supreme Court to review this unprecedented ruling. This may become the most consequential Supreme Court case of the 21st century. This case is not just about the COVID crisis, said the HFDF president and founder Leslie Manookian. Okay. It's about the future of liberty in America. Nicole Shanahan called the Ninth Circuit's ruling terrifying. She's right. The circuit court's ruling threatens to make COVID-era tyranny the new normal. Now, I have the entire briefing about this, but let me play this. I actually have something with Nicole Shanahan actually talking about it.
And by definition, can they even be called a vaccine if they don't stop the spread of a, right?
Well, did you hear about what happened for Health Freedom Defense Fund last week? I don't know if you're aware of this.
No, I'm not too familiar with your organization. I've heard a little bit about it, but yeah, tell us, share.
So I mentioned that we had sued the Los Angeles Unified School District in 2021. Well, we sued them twice in 2021 because first we sued them over mandating the shot when it was EUA, and then they basically duped the court into believing that they weren't going to issue a mandate because they had repealed their first one, rescinded it. And then so the court dismissed the case and said, look, there's nothing for us to adjudicate at this point. The case is no longer ripe. We're not going to deal with it. We're dismissing the case. 17 days later, LAUSD implemented a new mandate saying that employees could not test, and it fired a couple of weeks later 500 employees. It went on to fire or displace more than 1,000 in total. And it denied, it said, well, we accept your religious exemption or your medical exemption, but they refused to accommodate them. So they pushed them out. People were pushed out. No pensions. They lost their seniority. They lost everything. They were fired. They lost their jobs. I mean, it was really outrageous. So we filed another lawsuit in November of 2021. And in this case, we argued that the shots do not stop transmission or infection. And we knew this because CDC said that in late July of 2021. And CMS confirmed that. Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services confirmed that in, I believe it was October of 2021. And so if they don't stop transmission or infection, we argued, then they are not a public health issue. They are therapeutic. They are a private matter, and they must be treated as such. We also argued that natural immunity is real and that the Supreme Court case from 1905 called Jacobson versus Massachusetts doesn't apply because Jacobson was predicated on the Supreme Court's assumption that the smallpox vaccination was safe and effective because it had been in use for many, many years. Now, I will leave that aside because I don't